Okie dokie, here we go. Alright, looks like we're live on Fling Flang 101 FM. Looking good on BobbyLube.x. WhistonWheelbarrows.com. Pretty good. Good. Okay, we're live on XXXSundayStreams.org. On BoobTube, and we're going live on Instacart right now. Looking good on all those sites, and then 100%, 1000% looking good on the YouTubes. Which means it's time to draw. It's time to draw. Sipping on some coffee, listening to my friend Sleepy Seahorse, as usual. And wishing I had a better mat to stand on. Instead of you, Matthew. I'm sorry about that, man. You like that? Are you sure you don't mind? Great, thanks, man. All right. He doesn't mind when I stand on him. That's really nice of him. Dang it, the phone's gonna move too much. Wanna go on a little field trip? Good morning, my friend. I'm still trying to look at this setup I have. This is going wee all the way to here. That's on there. It's an amplifier. There's a coffee can up there that I was using before with weights in it. And then there's pills. I have pills out here? Pain relievers. What? Where'd those come from? If I would have known all this time that there was such a thing as pain relievers, who would have thought? Okay. I primarily just wanted to work in this little area. Anyways. I'm one of those people that likes to just stay in my own little bubble. I don't like color. I don't like spice. I don't like life. But I love people. It's weird. It's kind of cool. I love the shit out of people. I hate people. Can't stand them, so I sit down most of the time. How are you, Joel? Oh, okay. Yeah, man, you're good. Thanks for stopping in. I was watching your stream live the other day through your bathroom window. No, I'm just kidding. From my job, actually. So I couldn't stay either. But it was cool to see like so many people tuning into your channel. It's really neat. And it's interesting being like the viewer as opposed to this. I'm so used to this now, you know. If you go back a few months when I started doing these, I was like trying all sorts of weird shit. But then if you look, a lot of them I should go back and make them all live. Because there was a lot of bullies that were coming to my page, and I literally just like stopped putting myself on camera because of them. Because it was just so distracting. It's like I don't say shit about anything, and then the people that are like supposedly the unoffendable are like the easiest to offend. It's just like you're offended by somebody who has paint on their nails. It's like you realize it's 2024. And people have been putting nails on their fingers. What is this, Hellraiser? My name's Clive Barker. Welcome to the Strong Session. I sound quite English for being so British. Clive Barker's badass. He's an amazing artist too. I grew up on his graphic novels, to be honest. Nobody was looking, but I was watching closely. Anyways, what were we talking about? How did you know my name, Holly? I've never told anybody my real name. I'm just here. I'm not here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time. My name's Jesus. Why paint nails? Exactly my point. Wasn't I just talking about this? Why that comment? Why did you ask that question? How about an answer for an answer? Because I want to. Now you answer me. Why did you ask that question? Does it matter? But I don't think people will. I always ask the question and then nobody ever answers. Because they know if they answer, they sound a certain way. So just don't ask those questions. I wouldn't walk up to you and be like, why those shoes? Why those socks? I would just walk up to you and be like, hi, my name is Sean. Because my real name ain't Story. I would show you respect. And then people will be like, it's just a question. It's like, no, it's not. It's a loaded question. Exactly. Thank you, Ollie, for being so observant. I appreciate that. I don't care if you don't like me, but you don't have to be rude. You know, we can appreciate each other and not be like some kind of like sworn enemies of some. I just don't understand that. Like that would if I saw like if I didn't care about somebody in a certain or didn't agree with them enough, would I like not help them, like push them out of the way if a bus was gonna hit them? And you know what I mean? Like I just humans are so strange. We narrow things down to such little teeny tiny personal vendettas and like issues that have no relevance in the real world. Because seriously, if you have you ever gone up to somebody in public with this person? Do you think people like that? Just go up to somebody in public and be like, "Hey, why do you put paint on your nails? Paint on your nails." And it was funny because I was just talking about that. I didn't even see that comment. Like, he was just illustrating that, and it was this person is probably young and they're probably really innocent, and that's why I was giving them the benefit of the doubt too. It's like, why did you ask that question? Because most of the time they go on to be like, gay is wrong. I was like, nah, murder is wrong. War is wrong. Being born, apparently, according to the Bibles, all of them, is wrong. And if that's the kind of world y'all want to live in, that's fine. But I choose to not believe that. I have faith that we are meant for bigger and better things than to be servants to gods that leave us to fend for ourselves. I believe in gods. That's the thing. You only believe in one. People like that anyways. But enough of that about that. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I have my beliefs, you have yours. Let's move on. I have, even if I was a Christian, I would have a different, a fully different idea of heaven and hell and God and this and that in the Bible than my own father would. We would have two totally different interpretations of that same book. I mean, and I imagine that across the board, billions of people. We all have different interpretations of life and the afterlife and stuff. And I feel like, can't we just get over that and move on? But I mean, that's such a stupid thing to say because look at us. We're a bunch of fucking rats fighting over scraps while the big dogs make fun of us and watch us kiss their ring every year. Meanwhile, artists are like, vote blue! That's the funny thing. When was the last time you ever saw a conservative, like, art show? I don't think I've ever seen a conservative. I mean, I'm sure they're out there. But I'm interested to even see what that would even look like, or what the left would do. They'd probably go and fucking, people in the left, so-called left, probably go and burn that fucking place down and be exactly what they claim to not be. And like, fucking, just like how the conservatives do to them. Red, blue, fucking idiots. Y'all just need to get a room. And make some purple. Sorry. coughed and laughed at the same time. And I choked a little bit. I'm fired up this morning. I'm sorry, folks. Sleepy Seahorse does that to me. He opens something in me. Deep and dark. Abysmal. Okay, I gotta read some of these. I'm sorry. Thanks, Ollie. I'm sorry. I'm reading your comments now out of context, but seems like you're being nice. I think you're being sweet. It's not it's not really. I have to. I have to because I can't slip into being a blind ass idiot like everybody else is. Like people, I mean, I feel like that's why people. It's hard to explain, my friend Kurt. Um, Thank you, by the way. Um, because it affects us all. You know, the politics is just this like cover for what's really happening. The politics is just personality these days. It has nothing to do with policy because both parties enable each other. In this country, anyways. You know, I'm sure they do it all over the world. I don't know much about other places. This government is so fucking convoluted and weird that it's hard to keep up because they can just write laws to overwrite laws and shit. You know what I mean? It's just as long as they get enough votes, and that's why they made it to where corporations can vote. And when I'm talking about politics, I'm thinking about the big picture. I'm not necessarily I'm not for or against either fucking party in this country because it's like I always say from like Lord of the Rings when Merry and Pippin are on the I'm sorry, I should be drawn. When Merry and Pippin are on the Ent, and Pippin's like, "Whose side are you on?" And the Ent is like, "Side? I am on nobody's side, little orc," or whatever, because nobody's on our side. And I finally just came to the realization that that's what's going on. And so I decided, I don't care who you fucking vote for. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you hate my ass. But you gotta punch up, you know? You can't tell me that you're a good person and then you're voting for these types of folks that we're forced to vote for. And then not only that, because I get it if people think they have no other choice and the other side's just a troll. Because people on the right aren't, I would say 95% of the people on the right are not racist, are not Nazis, are not this and that. People on the left are not thugs and create all this bullshit that people just. It's this it's just like children in the schoolyard. They just what do you call it? Gosh, it's just a bunch of like I don't know. I'll get over it. I gotta slow down. It crosses a line from like common sense into the realm of fantasy when people are putting flags on their cars with the names of these people on them, like these people are some kind of saviors. And that's the kind of shit that annoys me the most because on both sides and all sides because everybody just celebrates billionaires and millionaires these days and they don't celebrate the people that they should really be celebrating, and if anything it's quite the opposite. Like the people that were essential workers 2 years ago are back to being the bottom of their shoe these days, and that's why I'm back to working customer service after not working since like pretty much I was wearing a mask 24/7 because we didn't have the choice to walk in and be a dick and like force our beliefs on other people. We had to wear masks no matter what, or we didn't have a fucking job. But then politics got into that shit, and like politics came into my world and affected my world. No matter how hard you try to ignore it, it always comes back and bites you in the ass. I haven't been paying attention to politics at all since 2021. Actually, around actually 2021, I guess, when Biden was elected. I dropped out, man. I was just done. I didn't vote for either one of those fuckers either. And I don't give a fuck who knows. I don't vote for criminals. I don't vote for rapists. I don't vote for war parties, corporate war parties that kill people like me all over the world. When I say people like me, I mean everything. Poor, innocent for the most part, collateral, you know. I'm not out to hurt anybody. I just want to live. I just want to make art. I want to make music. I want to make people happy. And I want to eat some ice cream. What's wrong with that? But when politics comes into my house and starts kicking in my door, as it does, that's when I have to take it by the reins again. But I'm not either for. I'm not either or for. I'm not for either party. They enable each other and they work together behind closed doors to fuck us all over. And that's why it pisses me off when people get petty about fashion. Or they care about who people like. They'll say, like, I don't care what you do behind closed doors. Just don't do it in public. And then you're like, okay, we'll do it behind closed doors. Hey, you shouldn't be doing that behind closed doors. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I hate hypocrites and bullies too. I'm the biggest hypocrite of them all, so it took me a long time to realize that I could actually love myself again, or like appreciate myself. And here I am. And that's what I've been saying all along, man. Problems on both sides. I wouldn't even say they're problems, man, and I wouldn't even say they're sides anymore. We have one big corporate war party in this country. No matter who is president, the poorest people around the world suffer the most. No matter who is president. Presidents come and go. And it infuriates me that people on the left blame every fucking problem in the world on Trump. Like, dude's fucking just taking advantage of the system that was put in place for people like him to take advantage of. I mean, he's just doing what he does best. I mean, watch, he has not. I mean, he just does what he does best. And I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. I don't know. I don't give a fuck anymore. Because people just go crazy on either sides. And then, there's extremists on both sides. And then people just focus on those. And then people see the news and the media, social media, and they just assume that everybody on the left is an extremist, like this one person they saw. And everybody who's on the right is like this. But if you get out, if you turn that shit off, if you get out in public, I lived in Portland for 4 years. I rode the bus, I walked. You know how many times I heard people talking about Trump on the streets? I live in a very conservative part of California, super conservative here. I never hear people talking about Trump or anything like that. You would never know he even won. It's just crazy. But on social media, people just are just, oh my God, the sky is falling. And I'm like going outside and I'm like, I don't know, it seems kind of nice out right now. No more than usual. But of course, the sky has fallen and is falling for people all around the world right now with the stamps of approval from the Democrats and the Republicans. And we're wiping out entire families and babies and animals and little goldfish, entire countries. And then people are like, you have paint on your fingernails? That's what it all boils down to for me. Those are the kind of things that I think about. So when somebody comes to my channel and they're like, are you gay? It's just like, most of the time that person is like 12 years old. And they think it's cool to be like that. And it's like, you realize that when you're asking questions like that, you're really just calling yourself out. For the most part. And that's why folks get so angry, because it's this pent-up thing that they feel like they could never release into the wild. Because they're afraid that it would become, well, they might like it, I guess. I'm not talking about sex or sexuality even. I'm just talking about exploring your mind. Some people are afraid to just do that. To just explore your consciousness. To pay attention to your dreams. To listen to your mind, to listen to your heart. People are afraid. Because they know that once they do, they have to make decisions that could potentially change and upset their entire lives. But you can do that without doing that too. I mean, you can change your life without changing your settings. And it's, as you know, mostly about perspective. Like right now, for example, I imagine I'm in a jungle with wild kitty cats all around me. Little teeny kittens. meowing in the trees. All around me, thousands of them, eating monkeys made of glass. Wait, what the fuck? Sorry, folks, I dropped some acid before I came on here, and it is finally starting to kick in. Wait, damn, I'm alone out here. What the hell? I thought there was all these people out here with me. Oh, I'm on YouTube, that's right. I knew something. I felt like I was being watched. Like some kind of clock on the elementary school wall, ticking away, slower than time actually exists. I have so many coffee cups around me, and I need to put some of them away because I keep reaching for them to drink out of them, and I'm like, no, that one probably has mold in it. So I'm gonna hide these over here. That way the little red cup with my coffee. Salud, everybody. Can you see the steam? Wait. No, you can't see the steam. There's a little bit of steam on it, coming off it. I quit drinking about 13 years ago, and when that happened, I kind of came at it. It took me about a week of coming out of this like crazy fog thing, because the last night I drank was the worst night of my life, and I shouldn't be here today because of that night. But I am. I've been alive longer than I thought I would be even after that happened. It was October 6th, 2011. There was a handgun involved. I was blackout drunk, and that's all I'll say for now. But I started after about a week or so of sleeping, and because I had to work too after I almost killed myself. I would get up early. I lived with my bro in this little teeny duplex, but I would get up at like, I started getting up around like 5 in the morning, and then slowly like I would just lay there in bed, and I would just get up at earlier and earlier until finally I was just getting up at like 2:30 and 3 in the morning. And you know, give or take the day or two where I have like a headache or something like that or whatever. But I would say I've been. What happened to the music? Why did you just stop? Son of a gun. Son of a gun. That's okay. Let's play this. But yeah, that was 13 years ago. And it never stopped. So I went to bed last night around, I don't know, 9 or something. I come home and I can lay down. If I lay down in bed, I'm just done. Or if I sit down in a chair, I'm just like, whatever, but I'm over it. It's hard to get back up. But yeah, I've been up now since 2:30. And I'll probably, I have to work all day at the pet shop again. When I say all day, I mean all day. All day, all day. Oh, I think this album's gonna be too crazy. Too crazy for me, Sleepy. So yeah, I kind of like split my life in half now. So I get up hella early in the mornings. And back in Idaho, I lived there for 10 years, but for like 4 years, I was able to go down into the basement and record music. There was this little teeny room down there. And I would go down and make music, and I got really into using headphones and using keyboards and stuff because my girlfriend would be upstairs sleeping. And so I could just go down and rock out and make all sorts of noise with headphones on, you know, at like 3 in the morning. Very, very fun. I put out a lot of music back then. And then also at the same time, I was drawing and paint, a lot of painting back then. I can't paint as much anymore because where I live, in the garage, it's there's no sink or anything out here in my garage. So in the house there's a kitchen sink, and that's about it. So I can't mix that stuff and rinse things out the way I guess I could use the hose outside maybe, but also I just like illustrating is fun because once you're done with a piece of paper, you can just slip it in a drawer. You know, with a painting, you have to find a space for it and everything. You can roll up a piece of paper, and smoke it, I do it all the time. It's pretty good, especially when I do a drawing like this, and I mince up a bunch of other little pieces of art that I've made and roll it all up and I smoke it. I don't recommend it, but if you do, I would not use corrugated. Jesus, there's a fucking mosquito out here. Fucker, I don't want to kill you, but you should probably buzz off. Where the hell? Probably from the moldy coffee cups that I leave out here. They're like super mosquito, moldy, mutant coffee bugs. I don't even know if that's a thing or not, but you can see him up there. There he is. It's a mosquito. I don't know where he came from. Mr. E. Sorry for the noise. Thank you for that comment, though. Sorry for the noise. Thank you for the comment. Back in my day, we didn't have such things as pens. No, we used quills. Porcupine quills. Yeah, we dipped them in blood. Spit in it a little bit. Rub it around. Mix it up. You got yourself some old-fashioned, we used to call it poor man's ink. Until people thought we were saying poor man's sink. And so we had to stop saying it altogether because there was a man in town who had a poor man's sink, and it was quite the poor man's sink. So we got sued. And we had to invent something else, and that's how we came up with this acidic shit. It's called Sharpay. Named after the dog. Those beautiful dogs. We take the pigment out of their tongues and we put it into the ink, and a little bit of spit, a little bit of blood, a little bit of mosquito shit. You got yourself some Sharpay ink. But it is quite acidic. You got to be careful if you crack open the pen and ink is on the ground. It'll eat right through the hole. And if you're in space, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. Oh my gosh. See? It's happening right now. Gosh darn it. Hey Terry, can we get in here and get some bolts? Some of them bolts, and is Jimmy still working on the loading dock? Yeah, get him down here with the welding machine. Yeah, MIG. Yeah, fuck that arc shit. No. MIG. M-I-G. Terry, thank you. Alright, everybody. God damn it, mosquito. Okay, you're going bye-bye. Last thing I want you to do is... I just don't know how to kill it. I don't know how to kill the mosquito. What is wrong with me? You're looking at me, you little shit. I don't like that you're looking at me. He's looking at me like he wants to bite me. How do I kill a mosquito, folks? Any suggestions? Ew, what, huh? I see guys who use tattoo ink that is from soot. Ew, styrofoam? Really? Okay, more mosquito. Wait, is it like a Jurassic, is this like Jurassic Park? Don't let it see me move. Can it see my heat signature? Oh shit, okay. And get him. Ooh. Dang it, he's like moving slowly. Like, what is this? Why is he moving like that? Can you see him? What is he doing? Oh. Mr. E, I think he got me. Somebody needs to call the New World Order, please. Somebody call the NWO. Oh, I've gotten bit. Oh gosh. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just need to sit down for a minute. Think I'm getting paralyzed. Just shit me pants. Oh, just shit my pants. Whew, it stinks. I feel better now. I think that was it. There we go. I've got him. That little bastard. I got him. Hey now. Now you're really freaking me out. He's going to get his little mosquito brethren. Where are you at? It's 20 degrees where you live? Okay. You're from... Are you in Antarctica? Is this Mr. E from Antarctica? Or is this Mr. E from Canada? I can't remember. Kansas! Same thing. Wasn't too far off. I was gonna say, like... I was just gonna actually say 2 seconds ago, you're not in Kansas anymore. And then you said that. And then I just told a lie. Right after you said Kansas, I told a lie about saying that thing about Kansas. I wasn't thinking that. That was a lie. I just was trying to relate to you. Trying to get into your good graces. So I could steal your tornado dreams. Don't you love tornado dreams? And lame jokes. Kansanadian, is that what you guys are called? Tanzania? Where are you from? Tanzania. Holy shit, he's from Tanzania. Oh my gosh, Tanzania. Oh my gosh. Why, where are you from? California? I'm from California. Yeah, what a dick. Oh shit. Hey. Jeez. Tanzania sounds way better. Hell yeah. Kansas. I don't mean... I should know this. 1 second. Before I say this, I just want to Google something. Isn't Kansas just a square? Pretty much. Yeah, no, there's it's got some shape to it. I draw states every once in a while, so I'm attracted to shapes, you know? It is, okay, and it is by Oklahoma. Okay, so my family's from Oklahoma. My grandma, Edna Ruth the Hulls, Hull, the Hulls. They were from my great-grandma Hull and her husband, and their 9 kids, including my grandma, drove one little freaking car back in, like, what was it? It had to have been in the 30s. Way from Oklahoma during the Dust Bowl, over to California, here in California. And they settled up north. And seriously, man, like my mom, or my grandma didn't even, I call her mom sometimes because we lived with her and she like raised us for a while. But, excuse me. She didn't, I was talking to her about a year before she passed. And I was talking to her in 2019. I filmed her talking about all this stuff too, but she says that she didn't even wear shoes until she was 14 years old. It's just like crazy to think about now. It's like one of those things too that people, you know, she wasn't the type of person to be like, well, I didn't wear shoes until I was 14, so none of you should. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that like the stupidest argument that people make these days? She was always like, well, I didn't wear shoes at 14 until I was 14 years old, and there's no freaking way that my kids would ever not wear shoes. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, you make the world better. You don't demand that people suffer like you did. That's not what life is about, in my opinion. But she was just the most wonderful, kind-hearted, loving person I've... And she... It's a shame how she died in 2020. How things were all crazy and she died in a fucking nursing home. So... COVID. My grandma's gnarly. She was a gnarly. I mean, that's the thing. It's like my grandpa was just a kind of a cock knocker. He was a dick. I didn't understand the dynamic, of course, because I was a kid and I just didn't know certain things or care, I guess. I just saw them. My grandpa was like a... Shit. Where is the photo of him? I'll think about it for a second where a photo is of him. Oh, I think I know where it is. I have a few photos of my grandpa. I have a lot of photos of my family. I just don't know. I don't know where I put it. But my grandpa was an artist. My dad. This is all my dad's side I'm talking about, really. My grandpa could draw like the Dickens, and he taught me how to draw at a very early age. I was shown interest, and he, every. I didn't see him a lot when I was super young, but certainly when I lived with them, I was in the 5th grade, I think, and I mean, I was drawing. I was a drawing fool. I would say I'd be drawing pretty solidly from the 2nd grade for the rest of my life, consistently. So if you can imagine a little boy drawing this kind of stuff in the second, not this stuff, but I was drawing some really dark stuff. I was into horror movies and stuff in the 80s, and my art reflected that. In my comics, I would make comic books and stuff, and they would reflect that as well. And sometimes it was just cool being the kid that could draw, because people would be like, "Hey, can you draw this? Can you draw that?" Or you would have people just kind of hanging around watching what you would draw next. And that's how I sort of like got friends, or gain friends, or try to impress people or something, stuff like that. Because I was super shy. I guess I still sort of am. But drawing was like my superpower. It was like the way I could like communicate with other kids and other people. It was the one thing that I could do that most other kids couldn't do well. Because I wasn't like a jock or anything like that, I don't even like watch sports. I don't know shit about sports. I liked playing sports when I was a kid sometimes, and like, the camaraderie feeling and all that competition, but it's just not my thing. Neither are movies, apparently. I don't even watch TV anymore. I just do this. I don't even go to work. I don't even eat food. I don't even drink water. I just do this. I never met I met my mom's dad once. I'm sorry, Mr. E, I'm reading your comments now. Well, I was just talking about the scary movie thing. Seven is a good example, man. That's a really good example, man. God dang. I can't believe I didn't think about that the other night. Because I was talking about my love of horror movies, and how by the time I was like 26, I was realizing that, excuse me, I'm 45 now, so this was a while ago. And it was when that movie, The Hills Have Eyes, came out, like the remake. And my buddy and I were like, we'd go out and see movies a lot. This old friend of mine, named Nat. We'd go and see. He would take me out to see movies a lot. He had kids and a wife, so he's like, "Hey, do you want to go see a movie?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah, let's go see a movie." And we saw Hills Have Eyes, and we almost walked out of that shit, because it was just like, it wasn't even horror. It was just like porn. It was like shock porn or something, And I'm like, what the fuck are we watching here? It's not even entertaining. And I realized that there was a big difference between like fantasy, sort of like almost science fiction-y horror. Like, even I think certain, like, even like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street fall into like a fantasy sort of horror category, compared to like the shock horror of like Saw and like Hostel and those types of movies, which I actually don't enjoy watching. Because I've been cut up before, and I know the feeling, and it's just an icky feeling. And I don't wish that upon anybody. And it's just, when they're so gratuitously realistic like that, it's like, okay, I'm not into it. I'm much more into like the suspense, and not even seeing the gore sometimes, or not even seeing the antagonist kind of stuff. There's much. It's what you can do with the mind is much scarier than what you can show with with your eyes or whatever. Don't show and tell so much. And a good story goes a long way too. Hey, Joe. I didn't even see. Did I lose it? Yes, exactly. Alfred Hitchcock. But even like something like the Blair Witch, that's a hell of a good example of what you can do with just a good skeleton script, or whatever you would call that. You know what I mean? And a basic idea, a premise. And what they did was they set these kids loose in the wilderness, and these people like followed them. Like the filmmakers followed them out there, and they didn't. They had an idea like every day. Like they had like a on day 3, you guys do this, and then every night they would fuck with them, and they didn't know that they were gonna fuck with them, and they would just so like some of the shit that would be fucking terrifying. Because at night in the forest, in a tent, even when you're not in a movie, it can be fucking scary because your mind. That's a good example of when your mind can just take over. I've been camping so many times as a kid, and at night I would just stay awake for hours because I could hear things like moving, and I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? But then you wake up in the morning and the sun comes out and it's just everything's fine again, and your whole attitude is shifted. And I was always the first up with my dad, like and my grandpa and them, like all the guys. Like I would get up hella early with them and make food and coffee, and even when I was a kid, I would get up with them. I would never ever sleep in. I absolutely loved that kind of stuff. My dads and my dads, my the men in my family were like men's men, you know. So it's like they did everything. Like everything was scratch, made from scratch, and eat out of cans sometimes if we had to. But they would go into these places where there was just no power, and we would go deep into these like wilderness areas and just camp. I forget what it was called, but something. Oh, it was Parsnip Springs. Parsnip Springs, I think it was. And he used to take us there a lot as kids. And there was just I remember there was just a hole in the ground for the toilet, you know, and it was just the coolest thing ever. We would just walk up this little area and this little hole. Usually when I'm on vacation or camping, I usually don't poop too much. I don't know what that is. I think that's a normal thing. You poop say, hell no. I ain't sticking around here. This ain't this ain't the water slide that I was promised. Oh, I'm Mr. Hanky. No, don't bury me. Right now I'm adding curvature. I'm adding curvature to the top of the forehead. That way, when I turn it right side up again, the curvature will give it the effect of wow, my stomach is really loud. It'll give it the effect of sounding smart, like me, sounding when you talk like this, people tend to listen for no reason. Okay. My stomach is making all sorts of noises. I think there's something gonna pop out of my chest here in a minute. The other night I went for a walk and I found this like weird, I don't even know what it was, like an egg or something. And I kicked it, you know, and it made this like like moved, like something was inside. And I like looked over it, like the top started like kind of like quivering and stuff. So I looked in the top and it opened up. It like opened up, and I looked inside and there was like all this stuff in there like moving around. And all of a sudden this thing jumped out and like landed on my face and shoved its thing down my throat and laid eggs in my belly. And then it fell off and died. And I'm just like, what the hell? 2 days later, I'm just like feeling weird. I'm really hungry, but there's this. I just got this thing inside my chest. It needs to get out. Maybe it's like a little. I don't know. Maybe it's heartburn. It's probably just heartburn. Dang it. We don't. I don't think we. Hey Terry.
Yeah?
Do we have any Pepto?
No.
Oh dang it. Thanks Terry.
You're welcome.
Terry's been with me for many years. He's quite awful.
Go for it.
I just meant that you're tall. Awfully tall. He's very tall. He's like 5'9". The rest of us are very short. Oh my gosh, my stomach, that's embarrassing. I gotta jump for a second. I get these bubbles out. I gotta do the pogo. Oh shit. God damn it, I just dropped a knife. I don't know where that fucking knife came from. But hey, it's good to know I was ready. And safety first, friends. By the way. gotta shake some of these bubbles out of my. This feels kind of good, anyways, huh? Oh, I love it when you stop and then your body's like vibrating. Of course, I have a vibrator in my back pocket too. Shit. I'm back. Okay. What's going on, everybody? What did I miss? Everybody's acting cool and shit, right? Yeah, cool. Okay. Shit. Zoom out, you stupid. I don't know what is going on down there, but I got a bird's eye view. It's like I need a chair, but I don't have one. I have a stool. Now I'll just use the stool. All these poop jokes. Gosh. All these horrible, stupid poop jokes. Kind of like Joel on his channel. Farting up a storm, apparently. Where are you going? Where are you going, kid? I'm going into the storm. What? I'm gonna go fart up a storm, sir. The boy's got the devil in him. No, sir. It's just gas. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should start a comedy troupe called The Unfunnies. So my stomach agreed. It was like, maybe that was not an agreeing sound. It was like, no. You already have so many stupid things. So many candles burning. Okay. Have you ever lit a fart? No, but I have lifted a fart into the air with my hands. It was hard to do. But you just have to eat a hamburger with food coloring in it. Any kind. And, like, I prefer green because it makes the farts look different and fun and kind of cliche in a way. Cliche enough that they're, they pass for... That they pass easily. And you can see them well because they glow in the dark, usually, if they're green. But I have lifted them, yes. I have lifted them off of other people too, in the sense that I have stolen them from other people and kept them for my own. That's why I carry canvas bags that I spray on the outside with some kind of shellacker. That way, if the stink thinks that it could bring the think, I think that it's wrong. I just think it's wrong. That's all. I don't see what the big deal is. Yes, right. It is a wow. It's one of those. And what is wow upside down, after all, my friend? Backdraft. I never have done that. I lit a can of farts on fire once, but it wasn't mine. It wasn't my own. So I can't take full credit. But I took the full deposit. It was 10 cents. But it was exactly the 10 cents I needed to buy a pack of smokes. So it helped me out. That was 1998. I was a little freak. Or maybe a big one. Maybe a big freak, from the sounds of it. But it's not my fault. That's how I was raised. I was raised to respect my elders and eat food coloring with hamburger and fart up a storm. Isn't that right, Joel? Everybody knows that. I'm glad we can talk about these things, folks. It's important. See? Well, I'm not one that goes for the Dutch oven, but in this case, I'll make an exception. Yes, that's right. Yes. Wait, who am I talking to right now? Who's talking in my ear? Huh? Why are you talking like that? Little clicks and smacks and stuff. What are you, some kind of roach or something? Oh, you are a roach. Where are you? You're watching me from the other side. Oh, there you are. I see you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Okay. I'll let them know. Thank you. Bye bye. Sorry, folks. There's a cockroach. He was talking in my ear. Had nothing to do with you. But I do have a message for somebody else later. From said cockroach. Do you want to know? I shouldn't say. I shouldn't say. Never mind. It's not my place. No? Yes, no. There we go. And then I'm just gonna do some kind of elbow. Maybe like a bone. Just like that. Bones. Elbows. Elbones. Elbones make that noise, folks. I don't know if you do that. Knew that or not, but it does. There we are. And then I'm gonna put a leg out here. Just like that. And then like that. Maybe just with a foot. No ankle. No foot. Oops. 3, 4, 5. As you know, we all have 6 feet. 6 feet on each thumb. So let's just have some fun with it. Here we go. That way, something can maybe just be covering the foot. Maybe it looks like it might be some kind of eyeball or something. But I don't know. I don't know yet. But it's important if you want it to look like a foot, you got to make it sort of look like a foot sometimes. So I like to draw an ankle, and then a calf, and then like add that little thing for the muscle, like you would see in maybe like a comic book or something. And then you just make that stuff on there, like a little bit of ink, to give it like a shadow. And you can even make it look like it's stepping on something by making it look like it's sort of like stepping on something. It's really neat. And then you come up here and you can just add little teeny lines. And little teeny lines just make all the difference in the world. Big lines are the best though. Just kidding, that's a drug joke. Don't do drugs, kids, until you're 18 years old and you can make horrible choices outside of your parents' house, for real. Words of wisdom from Story Grub. It is Thursday, which means that somewhere in the world it is Friday and it is happy hour, so go and enjoy yourselves. A square bite? What is a square bite? Is that when somebody takes a bite out of a square and then eats it and thinks to themselves, hey, that's quite thick out there? I think that's what you're talking about. Oh my gosh. The music. The music stopped. Oh my gosh. You got a bite for a pebble? I hope you get it back. I got bit by a dog once. They never found the dog alive again. Because they shipped it to some other house and they took care of it for the rest of its life where it lived happily ever after, is all. Wow, the Pitbull had that kind of a waistline? Oh gosh. Well, I hope you're okay. I'm just going to add some little teeny feathery things back here. And then a line through there. And then some little teeny ones right there. There we go. Perfect. Yay. Well, I'm glad it's feeling better. I'm glad it's closing up. Yeah, I've worked with animals my entire life, and I've only ever been bit. I've been bit twice by dogs in my time. I got bit right on the knuckle. I think I still have the freaking scar. That this dog, when we were taking it outside, he reached around really quick and just like bit me on the knuckle right here. It hurt like motherfucker because it's like right on the knuckle and just hurt. It didn't do it like really bad. Like it didn't like break. I mean, it broke the skin, but it didn't break the knuckle or anything like that. But that was the first time I ever got bit. And then what was it in like 2013 or 14 or something like that? I worked at a pet store in Idaho, and there was this dog in there, and we just sold pet food and supplies. It wasn't we didn't have pets, but people could bring their dogs in there and stuff. And there was this dog over by the treats, and I just reached down to like pat it on its butt and like say hi, and I just wasn't thinking. It was my stupid fault, and it just reached around hella quick, and it bit me like right where was it, like right, I think like this. It like bit me on my another joint, like on my wrist right here, and it wouldn't let go, and it was like I still have the scars, yeah, but like it just had my hand, and it was like pulling my hand, and I'm just like, tell your dog to let go of me, please. Tell it, like, to the lady, because she was just like, oh my god, like, she was like screaming and shit. And I'm like, just tell your dog to let go, please. Oh, just tell your dog, oh, as it was pulling me. And then finally it let go, and but it had done some, it pulled a lot, and but it wasn't, I mean, a pit bull. It was just like a, garden variety, normal looking dog. But I went across the way and they were like cleaning it out, and they were like, you gotta go get stitches and shit. So I went back to the pet store to tell my boss over there, and the lady they like let her go, like she left, and they just so when I went to do my work, I went to the place to get sewn up and where we go for like workman's comp, and they were like, "Do you know if the dog had rabies? Do you know if the dog had its shots?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't even know the dog's name." The lady left. Like my coworkers let her leave. I don't know why they would do that, and they just let her leave. So I never even know who she was. But not that I would have wanted the dog hurt. Definitely wouldn't have wanted that either, because it was my stupid fault for walking up to it. But I feel like if your dog maybe is like that, you would know, and maybe you would not have it off leash, and you would warn people. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I would do. But maybe she didn't know that the dog was like that. Maybe she just adopted it or something like that, or borrowing it, or babysitting or something like that for a friend. But I'll never know. I was like, "Where did that lady go?" And they're like, "Oh, she left." And I'm like, "You, huh? Do you know if the dog had rabies? At least." I went and got shots and everything. So I still ended up getting rabies. Yeah, just in the tips of my fingernails. It's kind of strange. Yeah, totally. This dog it was just hella skittish. I bet she had just like adopted it from like a shelter or something like that. But, you know, it is what it is. Not for you. I'm sorry that happened to you, but now it's just like I look back on it and like, yeah, it sucked at the time, but it's just a scar now, and I still have issues with my wrist. because it was like right in the notch of my wrist. It was like crazy, but it's not like debilitating or anything. It still sucks. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. And it's also good that maybe it was a dog that you know, because if it wasn't, all sorts of other problems could have ensued. Yeah, my phone's battery's dying. Where's my charger? That's funny too, because I have a pet raccoon that I named Rabies. He's over in the corner right now, hissing like a little animal. It's okay, buddy. Just go back to sleep. Yeah, he's sleeping again. He's fine. I love that little guy. But he'll wake up in about 3 minutes and do it all over again. Isn't that right, Rabies? So stupid. He's so stupid. Like, just dumb. Like, not smart. I mean, he's a raccoon with rabies. I mean, we call him Rabies. Oh my gosh, it's 5 o'clock. Wow, this is actually kind of interesting, though. So, dang it. Sorry. So basically, it's like I'm trying to get more building a head back here a little bit. The back of the head, and then the neck, I'll be like extending down here a little bit, you know? So it'll be like this thing's looking up into the sky, kind of, these eyes. That's what that's the idea I have, anyways, right now. Oh, gosh. Today's Thursday. Holy shit, that means tomorrow's Friday. Oh my god. Tomorrow's Friday. Oh my god. Holy crap. That means Saturday's coming. Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh, Sundays though. Sundays after that though. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. We're good. Sunday. Oh shit, Monday though. Oh, Monday. Wait, Monday. No, Monday's good. I like Mondays. I'm good. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. What's today though? What is today? Well, I think that is the question, isn't it? No, it's just today's Thursday. Oh, okay. I guess that answers that. Thanks. Appreciate it. I didn't even have to Google it. I let the other guy do it. I can't believe the water heater hasn't come on until now. And she was being respectful. And now she's like, I'm sorry, but I gotta come on. Gotta make some noise. Isn't that right, Therma? She's the best. I love her so goddamn much. She's my lovely water heater. And I just love her so goddamn much. Isn't that right, Therma? Yeah. She's wonderful. She ain't much of a talker, but, you know, you don't have to be a talker when you're a water heater. You just do a lot of knocking. That's right. She's just such a darling. I love her so goddamn much. If you didn't know, well, if you ever wanted to know, well, today's not the day. But tomorrow might be. So tune in tomorrow. And things might be a little bit bleaker. You know, bleaker than today. And that's totally fine. And that's when you'll need it the most. How about that? How about them apples? Or some of you might say the little crab apples. Not crap, like crabs, like little pinchers. Little pinchers. Crabs. Crab apples. You ever had a crab apple? They're really good. Pretty darn good. Isn't that right, Thurman? Yeah, yeah, I love you so goddamn much. I'm trying to draw a tongue. And I think I just nailed it. Just nailed it. It's important to draw shadows, friends. A little shadow to the left, a little shadow to the right. A little shadow up, a little shadow down, a little shadow out of sight. That's what my granddaddy used to tell me all the time. I never understood that until right now. I tell my kids it all the time, but I never understood what that means until right now. I don't have any kids. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But if I did, I would tell them that all the time, even though I just made it up just now. Just so you know. Justified. You know, it's countrified. Where we come from. Might as well draw about it. Well, I'll talk about it and let's draw about it. All right. Boom, right there. A little Trixie Dixie right there. All right. No, Mama didn't raise no fool, but I don't understand why I am so dumb. Let's just say that. How about them tall cookies? I like cookies. I'm not much of a baker, even though I do like me some Bakersfield music. But yeah, I have the utmost respect for people that bake. Just goods, you know, like cookies and mainly cookies, just cookies really. Bread, whatever. Dough, who knows? Cookies for Shooky. That's what Grandma always said, and by God, that's what's going to be written on my tombstone. Y'all like pizza? I think Tombstone's the best pizza out there. Or in there. In the oven. I have some in the oven right now. If anybody's hungry, just let me know. Okay. I can ship it to your place and it'll be there within an hour. Just so you know. I watch out for my peeps. Family. That's it. That's all there is to it. So pull up a chair. You ain't going nowhere. Even if I have to hog tie you to that goddamn table. You're not going nowhere. Oh, please don't leave. Please don't leave. Seriously. I just like to drop. I just like to drop. I'm sorry. I was born with it. It's not my fault. If I could get rid of it, I would, believe me. But with being able to draw comes being able to see things. See your own future sometimes. This old buckaroo sees a little future with sitting on a cloud made of cotton. Cotton balls, man. Some string. My kitty cat up there with me. A little slice of heaven pie, you know. That's what Granddaddy and Grammy always used to call it back in the day. They used to call it a little slice of heaven pie. And you just get to cut out whatever slice you like. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that pie would have tasted so good in heaven? Isn't that there was such a thing as flour and dough and things like that in heaven? But nevertheless, there's some good tasting pie in heaven. I wrote a song about it. Sang it to my granddaddy the moment he was born. Born again, anyways. He didn't like it. He wasn't a big fan of it because it was all about eating pie and stuff. He just didn't. He thought it was too risque. And I said, "How is it risque? Are you French?" And he said, "No, it's too risky." And I said, "I don't drink whiskey no more, Pops." And I left, and I never looked back. Granddad died shortly after that, about 3 feet after that. And never got a chance to apologize to my granddaddy for walking out like that, with evil and deceptive words in my heart, like risque. It was a long time ago before the internet, and I just had no access. I didn't have any idea of looking up those words in time to understand what they meant before I left for... That's right, Thurman. God damn it, I love you so much. That's absolutely right. And that's why I've got to go down there and get him. Bring him back up. Introduce him to the slice of pie that he deserves. So, that's what I'm going to be doing here soon enough, friends. I'm going to be going down to the depths of hell and getting my granddaddy out of hell. So, just so y'all know. Right, Thurman, I know. She says his words knocking through her. And so, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I think that my granddad is inside of the water heater and he's trying to get out. I might have to go over there. Give me one second. What is going on over here, Thurman? Huh? Good? Yeah? No? Fair enough. Well, I didn't know that. At the time, I didn't know that. I know that now. Could have told me that a while ago. Here it comes, I'm sorry. Yep, thermo water heater. I know this. What? Serious that? What? Oh my gosh. Well, how many books do I have to read to go down there? I mean, how many circles are there? Oh, it's in one book. Dante's Inferno. Couple circles. 9 of them? 9 circles. Well, he's not in limbo. No, he's not in limbo. He's definitely at the very bottom. Okay. Well, I gotta go down there and get him. What do you mean, how am I gonna do that? I got all these books on the shelf. I read them and I go down there and get them. Yeah, that's right. See, she gets it now. She's laughing. She's laughing at me. She doesn't think I can do it. Like I didn't do that for you. Son of a gun. I love you so goddamn much, Thurman. So yeah, I think next week I'm gonna be going down to the bowels of hell. So I'll live stream it if I do. But first I gotta clear the bubble in my throat. That's better. That's better. Life is grand. Life is really cool. Life is slimy and shitty. It's so cool. Slimy and shitty. Shitty, bang, bang, good times for everyone. It's almost Christmas. Oh, good night, Therma. I love you. You're such a good water heater. I love you so much. She's a wonderful water heater. Therma, my lovely friend. I can make up a song about anything, friends. I can make up a song about the two people watching right now. Two of you are watching. Or maybe just listening. I have no idea why. Have you lost your mind? See, that's the kind of stuff right there that gold is made out of. Little flakes of gold in hard, disgusting alcoholic beverages float around. And eventually, what goes up, must come back around. And so it goes, my friend. Oh. That'd be cool if there was some kind of, like a store where people had sewing machines and people said, so it goes. That coffee is very, very, very cold. It is very, very cold out here. That coffee was very, very cold. Made me sick to my stomach just a little bit. That's how you make good art, friends. You have to suffer. Oh! See? It's better. Ugh. Is that a good angle? Oh, I have to. Oh, there we go. Ah, I don't know how these things work. How does this? What do you? Oh, you're not left-handed. What's that? How many? Who are you? Who are you? What do you? Please don't answer a question with a question. Please don't answer a question with a question. You just. Oh, gosh. I'm not gonna get into this with you. No, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it with you. You're just repeating everything I say. You're just repeating everything I say. You're me. I know I'm you, but can you be a little bit more clever? Like, can you be a little more clever? Dude. Sorry, friends. Sorry that you had to hear that. I'm sorry too, guys, that you had to hear that. So it's almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it's past. Oh, it's way past 5 o'clock. It's very, very, very far past 5 o'clock. And if everybody knows anything about 5 o'clock, it's that, well, time being time means that time flies, which means flies eat bugs. We do. We all stink like shit on a rug made of carcasses and blood. So, you know what that means? You know what time it is then, right? Yeah, that's right. What time is it? 1 second. Okay, I think I'm ready. I think we're ready. This is very. We're very professional. There's such a thing as being too professional, and I'm trying to not be too. Okay, there. That's actually pretty bright, minus the stupid, very professional shadow. We call those PSs in the industry for personal shadows. I think I was drawing like Mickey Mouse or something there. But is it Mickey if he doesn't have the ears? I think it is. Still Mickey. Icky. I have not seen my friend Gecko on here in a long time. It's making me nervous. If anybody lives in Australia, can you look out for somebody, just a human being down there, with a username on YouTube by the name of Gecko? I would really appreciate it if you could find out more about this person, just so I know that they're safe. Again, Their name on YouTube is Gecko. Should not be hard to find in Australia. It is interesting how people will be on here, you know, for long periods of time and come on here almost like daily for like a long time, for like weeks, and then all of a sudden they just disappear. And I go on a lot, probably way more than I should. And I've talked to my friend on here, Passer, about that. But like, I've been thinking about going on like less and less. That way I could do more videos and actual like skits and stuff. Because whenever I have free time, I just want to go live. Because right now, really, like my biggest goal is trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I'm almost freaking there. Can't believe it. If you would have told me like 10 months ago that I would have had 900 something subscribers on YouTube, I would have been like, what? No way. And then my friend Jose would have been like, don't you say it. And I would have said, I wasn't going to say it, Jose. I'm not a racist. He's like, I wasn't calling you a racist, but I just heard that joke so many times. I get it, Jose. You're my friend, and I don't like to make jokes. I'm not a funny person, Jose, as you know, Jose. Yes, I know. It's okay, Story. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, Jose. See, that's how easy. That's how wonderfully easy it is for you to lose touch with reality, friends. You know, to get along with people that you don't, agree with all the time. Isn't that right, Jose? Jose? Oh, he's gone. Well, I guess Jose has left the building. Must have been a racist. A little bit of a racist, that one. Didn't want to talk with old Whitey. Good old Whitey anymore. Whitey not good enough for you anymore, Jose? Where'd you go? Jerk. I'm actually like I'm like one of those people that are on the far end of the white spectrum, where if I go outside, I'm like powder. I turn to powder. I'm practically an invisible. I'm not even Caucasian. I'm just like transparent and shit. I burn easily too. It's a curse. The curse of being transparent. I'm an open book. I'm so transparent. I'm like a non-profit. I've got to share all my goods with the public by the end of the quarter, or go under. Not to Australia, not to the fun kind of going under. We walk about our little asses to the jailhouse. What the fuck are we talking about? This pen is awesome. Sometimes Sharpies are like, they can be so different from each other. It's driving me crazy because if you can see that thing on there though, this little flap, I can't get it off, and it annoys me because it throws the pen off balance. I know you wouldn't think it would do that. Wait, I'm trying to get it closer so you can see it. It's like this little teeny weird flap on it. My phone does not focus at all either, so sorry. But when things are like that on the pen, it drives me crazy because I'm like weird like that. And then the tip of the pen itself is like, it looks different than they usually do, but it's letting out a lot of ink at once, and it's really nice. So I'm able to look past this horrible little abomination sticking out of here like a xenomorph out of somebody's chest, and just see this. You know, I'm able to see the forest through the worms, however they, you get it. You totally get it. And there's penicillin for that, just, by the way, if you do get it. It was my fault. I warned you. There we go. Now this like bird thing is like way more hidden. Sort of. Or not hidden, but it like pops out more too. Now that Mickey Mouse is down here, being a little jerk. A little jerk about. There we go. Now I can move on to bigger and better things, like finishing law school. As soon as I finish this drawing, I'm going to go get my doctorate in doctorism. And I'm going to be a doctor in Antarctica. It's going to be wonderful down there. cold, miserable, wonderful. Just like the movie The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing, right? No? One of my favorite movies. Unfortunately, the truest movie ever made. Join me as I. Ooh, I, I have so many stupid ideas for like skits and stuff that I need to get a green screen. Actually, that would be the thing to do is get a green screen. I think I could do a lot more. I really don't like using stuff like that, you know. I like using practical stuff like effects, and if you look at most of my videos, like the parodies I've done, I just use like super stripped down backdrops and things and horrible setups, but just so like the purism of the acting can come through, you know. So you're not distracted by the budget, by the production value. No, like it's like also you don't have to have a huge budget or anything or a budget at all to make good stuff. I don't I don't necessarily make the greatest stuff in the world, but I've made enough of it now that well, it's important to some people and it helps me stay alive every day making art. And I love seeing other people make art too. I just at times wish that people understood, especially younger artists, how much power they have. And how important artists have been over the course and the as far as like changing our world, you know? And they've made it to where powers that be or whatever have made it to where like even the artists are just rolling over for these corporate monsters and putting them on their walls and painting them and supporting monsters, you know, just like the craziest thing to me. But I think that's what money does too. And what's happening to our country and the world is people are just so against each other and so afraid of each other that they don't even want to talk to each other. They just want to go online and act like that's how the world really is. Because there always has to be an enemy. They couldn't possibly be the people that are telling us to be scared of our neighbors and trust the government and trust politicians and all this bullshit. Couldn't possibly be them or the media that feeds people, like brainwashes them every night with CIA and Pentagon talking points, the war machine talking points. It's insane. I have friends that choose that bullshit over me. I have like unfriended me, blocked me, or whatever because I spoke out against both sides, and I wouldn't agree that the Democrats were any better than the Republicans because they're not. They help each other out, and the Democrats are super fucking racist too. If you're gonna play that card, the fucking Democrats are the most racist ones of the bunch because they hide behind other things like race and identity and that kind of politics, you know. And they hide behind sex too. Like you know, they put somebody out there like a woman, and that way, if you criticize them at all, because when I used to care about politics, I would criticize the policies. I wouldn't criticize the person. I would criticize their policies, and people would still call me racist or sexist or this kind of shit. And that's when I realized people were just all full of shit. They don't even know what they're voting for. They don't even give a fuck what they're voting for. I vote blue. I vote red. Good for you guys. Good for you all. And look where it's gotten us. Look where it's gotten us. Like I said before, I know that if Hillary was president, we would have been in World War III with Russia by now. At least within minutes of her being in office, we would have been at war. Barack turned 2 wars into 8. You know, he didn't help the people at Standing Rock. Armageddon comes to everybody, no matter who the president is. So that's how I think, anyways. But if you get out there and talk to people, it's just not what it's like. I'm getting back to this kind of stuff now. It's hard not to. Like I guess I didn't say it before earlier, but if you're gonna vote for somebody, but don't tell me that they're this wonderful person that cares about you, and that they would do anything for you, and that they care about you and your family and all this stuff. Just vote for the person and shut up. You don't have to like kiss their fucking boots, you know? If you think that's what you gotta do it. But don't tell me that I'm ah, don't put their fucking poster on your wall, their flag on your truck and shit. It's just like gross. That's just dumb. I don't even do that with rock stars. That's all politicians are. Anywho, what was it? Oh yeah, I think my phone's gonna die, so I gotta shadazzle anyways. But skedazzle. But yeah. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. Hope your family is safe. And I hope your pets are happy and healthy and cozy. Today's Thursday. It's the most beautiful day of the week, as y'all know. So take advantage of it. And make somebody happy. Hold the door open for somebody. Help somebody out with some groceries or something to their car, and then steal an apple, you know? Knowledge is power. That's all I'm trying to say. Until next time, which will be about 10 minutes from now, this is Story Grub signing off. No, just be safe, have fun, and don't be terrible. And if you're gonna be terrible, film it. Just make sure and film it.